Welcome back. This is Cashing Out. I'm your host, Billy Alvaro, my co-host, Wayne Hartart. We are Easy Sell Property Solutions. We're located right over here in Holbrook, New York. I want to welcome you guys back to the second segment. In this segment, we're talking about us buying properties in any condition across Long Island, Brooklyn, Queens, Nassau, Suffolk, and just to show you that we buy really risky properties. We're speaking about one that we just got done selling in 2017. We reviewed our numbers in 2018, and we lost money on that deal. It was a challenging property, and it was challenging because there were multiple violations, which we buy houses with issues all day long. Unfortunately, the rehab costs came in substantially higher than what we originally thought, and our holding costs, because the town was really busting our back, the holding costs, we had another 6 months. So you add those two things up together, we ended up losing like $17,000 in the property. So the seller was able to walk away with cash. All his debts were wiped out. He walked away with some cash in his hand. We inherited a property that we thought we were going to make money on. But the key takeaway for the sellers that are out there that are looking to sell your property, if you have a problem property, if you have a house that has violations on it, or a second story with no C of O, if you have a house that maybe you inherited it just needs a ton of work, or there's a ton of stuff in the house that needs to be taken out. Maybe you inherited a hoarder house. You're going through a divorce, you're in foreclosure, you haven't paid your taxes, you have violations like you said earlier. All of these different issues that you're experiencing, we can take those properties over relatively quickly, give the sellers a fair price for the home, and we'll have them walk away with cash in their hand. Sometimes in as little as 7 days we were able to close. It can't happen all the time because under certain circumstances we really have to pull a lot of strings, but we have the ability to close within 7 days if need be. Generally it's in 30 days, but most of the time the seller dictates when they want to actually sell. And that's key. You know, the sellers tell us, and they tell our acquisitions team when we're negotiating the price, we come up with the terms. If they have a date in mind that they want to move out, not a problem. If it's 3 months down the road, no worries. If they want to wait till their kid gets out of school in June, not a problem at all. We actually closed just 2 weeks ago on 2 properties that we had that we were in contract for a year and a half. A year and a half, and these were not short sales, not foreclosures. These were free and clear properties, but there were multiple issues with the estates. There were multiple issues with tracking down the heirs. And so, the sellers just said, listen, we'll agree to the price, but we're going to have to work on figuring this whole deal out. And we were able to get them the cash they needed, but it took us a lot of time and a lot of work. Getting back now to what we're talking about today, buying properties with violations, buying properties that have problems, you have to realize the risk involved in these properties is substantial. And we take the problem off your shoulders, and we put it basically on our shoulders, and we take the burden to make these properties, put them into 2018 code and standards, put them back on the market and try to return a decent profit. We don't look to make a killing in every property. We look to make a small profit on a lot of properties. And so with this property, it was a great learning experience. You went into it before. The violations, the second story, the fact that the town came in and crushed you. They crushed you, Wayne.
Yeah, they've been that way lately. So I mean, folks, if you have a house, second story is not fully CO'd. You have multiple violations for multiple, let's just say, apartments and kitchens. You have an extension off the back that wasn't legalized. I mean, this house had it all. This house needed everything. We'll take it off your hands. There's no problems.
No issues.
Listen, we had to gut the whole thing. Did we plan on doing that? No. Did we have to? Did the town make us do it? Yeah. Is that house phenomenal? Is it one of the nicest on the block right now and somebody's in there loving it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
They got a beautiful house. We lost some money. We kept the guys busy. It is what it is.
But the key takeaway, like Billy said, is if you have all these violations, you have all of these issues with the towns, let us take them all. We'll deal with it. We dealt with this for over a year on this particular property. You're not going to want to deal with it. The way the towns are now, if they have it red tagged and it's got all these violations and all these CO issues, they don't work very easily with you. And we do this all day, and they still don't work very easily with us. So I would never encourage you to go out there and do it on your own.
I couldn't imagine a regular homeowner that didn't have the experience to go through the town red tape, the bureaucratic red tape that they put together to try to get these deals approved. They almost don't want you to renovate properties.
I say the same thing. How many times we've had that conversation? We come into them, we say, listen, we're going to clean this up. We want to bring it up to current codes. We want to clean up this, the last crappy house on the block. We want to make it as top condition, and they still give you a hard time. You'll have one inspector come out, he'll say one thing, the next day and the other one comes out, he's out of sick, and they come up with 5 other things.
They change something.
They kick back your plans 4 or 5 times. The architects are arguing. They're going down. You lose the plans examiners over.
I'm surprised you still have hair in your head.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, because it is stressful, dude.
Head on my hair.
Head in your hair.
Head of my hair.
So if you have a property, I want to give you the number. If you have a house that you're looking to sell, give us a call, 631-400-EASY. It literally is a 7-minute phone call. You speak to our acquisitions department, they'll take some information, they'll figure out exactly what we can do. If you don't live in state, they'll be able to give you basically an offer over the phone. If you do live in state, we'll send somebody out to your property, take a look at it, take the pictures, do the inspection, and give you an offer right there on the spot. Right on the spot, 631-400-EASY, or our website is easysell411.com. Check us out online, give us a call at the office. We're open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Obviously, we're not in the office, but our answering service will pick up that call. You can call in, and then once we get to the regular business hours, I think from between 9 o'clock and 7 o'clock at night, we will give you a call back, see if we can help. And we always come up with very creative solutions for the home sellers that are out there. I mean, this gentleman, he tried selling his property for, I think it was 4 years, and he could not get rid of it because of all the violations. Everybody was afraid. And now we know why they were afraid, but still, we did get that property for a fair price. We didn't go back in and try to negotiate with the seller, and that's key. We got it for a fair price. We knew what we were getting ourselves into because we're professionals. There were circumstances beyond our control that caused the rehab cost to go up. The fact that we had to hold it a lot longer because of the town, that increased our holding costs, which made us lose money. It sucks. It's a learning experience, but one deal out of the almost 100 that we did, not bad.
No, yeah, we can't.
Not bad at all.
We learn from everyone, and we're here to talk about it. Now we have a good episode about it. Everybody can learn from it. Other investors are listening, sellers are listening. It's good. We don't. I mean, that's the thing. One thing that's good about us, we're transparent. We divulge what's going on.
Yeah.
The legitimacy.
Listen, we're not saying every single deal we make $1 million on.
No.
It's everything's a walk in the park. It's not. This is a very hard business. It's to put everything together. There's a lot of dynamics, a lot of moving parts. You really have to know what you're doing in order to be a top renovator in any county, in any state across America. You have to know what you're doing. And we take on a lot of risk. And because we take on the risk, we're looking for a reward. The reward is a decent profit at the end of the job, put out a top quality product that a home buyer, home owner can move into. It's quality work. They're happy, the sellers are happy, our investors are happy, the employees in our company are happy, everybody's happy across the board. Everybody makes a little bit of money, we move on, and we just keep that conveyor belt moving.
It's a win-win for everyone.
It is.
You said something, you touched on some deals we have this year that we were under contract for over a year. I think that's a very important topic that we should just throw in here, that most people don't realize. You can come to us, we can put you in contract, and we have to clear up the state issues, we have to clear many issues. For 1 year, we'll be there. You need to live
We're
in
not
the
gonna
property.
walk away.
Yeah.
That's the key point.
Yeah.
We're not gonna walk away. We have been in situations with properties that we're not, well, I'm not talking foreclosures where there's a short sale in the bush. I'm talking free and clear properties with very little mortgage. And we're in contract for a year and a half, some of them 2 years.
Yeah, and it's just funny that you said that. A couple of them just popped now. But look at how happy those sellers are.
We gotta get
cleared up-
testimonials
Yes,
for
we're
both
gonna have
of
to
them.
get them. We
I know.
cleared up all the estate issues on all their properties. Everyone in our office is like best friends with the majority of people.
Yeah.
That were actually, the main people that were running the estate that are selling. Lifelong relationships that we created with them, we worked around their timeline, and that all stems back to what we're talking about every day, the easy way out.
Yeah, the easy way out. It literally is the fastest, easiest, most hassle-free way to sell your property. One of them that comes to mind was horrible situation. It was a family dispute. The daughter was fighting with the mother and father. The mother and father owned the property. The daughter was living there. They lived out of state. The daughter's kid was taken away by the state. It was just a disaster. The sellers needed to sell. They didn't want to evict their own child. They said that we don't want to evict her, but we have to sell this property. And she hasn't paid us anything. She's wrecking the place. She's moving in drug addicts. We had to go in. We went into contract. It took us almost a year. And we had to, unfortunately, we had to evict the lady that was in there, and we made an agreement with the sellers of the property. Once we evicted, they can come back into the house, go through, because she was holding all their stuff, the parents' stuff, hostage. She wouldn't give them any of their stuff, the personal belongings.
Yeah.
So, listen, they were very happy. They walked away with a fat check in their hand, and they walked away with, I think, knowing that at least they didn't have to evict their own daughter, that we actually did it on their behalf without them. So it kind of saved a little bit of face between the family members.
Yeah, that's a tough one to talk about at dinner, huh?
Yeah, that's rough. That's not a good conversation for Thanksgiving.
But another key takeaway there is, what are we doing? We're boxing up all of our stuff, and we're getting all of the personal belongings down to the actual sellers that are out of state. And that's something
we have
that
a whole
talked
moving
about.
service that goes in there. We're taking care of packing it up. We're sending it out of state. And this is, like you said, it's another service that we offer.
Yeah, but it's everything that we said at the beginning, a year or whenever it was, a year and a half ago, that was said to them while we put the deal in the contract, is now happening a year and a half later. We always stand by our word. That's what's key.
And that's why we're doing the business that we're doing. That's why we get a shitload of referrals.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
the biggest thing for us. We
So we're
appreciate
almost out of time. If you have a property that you're looking to sell and you want a fair price, let the easy way out, let our process give you and show you what you really can get for the house. The easy way out is literally the fastest, easiest, most hassle-free way to sell your property in today's market. There's no inspections, there's no clauses. We come in, we make you a fair offer, a fair price. We're gonna show you a bank statement, show you that we have cash in the account to close your property. Give us a call, 631-400-EASY, or online at easysell411.com. I'm Billy Alvaro, this is my co-host partner, Wayne Hartart. We are Easy Sell Property Solutions. We're located right over here in Holbrook, New York, right by MacArthur Airport. We are on every Saturday now? Every Sunday? What, Saturday from 12 to 12:30? Saturday 12 to 12:30. You can find us right here on 103.9. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Take care, guys. See you in the next one.